Over the years, there have been attempts to pass bills that would protect babies born alive after an attempted abortion. So the baby somehow survives the abortion, and this baby would now be guaranteed medical care. As a Senator, Barack Obama voted against this. Now, he claimed that if it wasn't tied in with abortion restrictions, he would have voted for it. The fact is, he voted against a bill like this. Well, Senator Ben Sasse wants to put on record where the Democrats stand. So he has been pushing daily for a vote. Block, trying to get a vote. Finally got a vote yesterday. And as lifenews.com reports, Senate Democrats block bill to stop infanticide and care for babies born alive after abortions. Let me repeat that. Senate Democrats blocked this. They voted against it. All 44 Democrat senators that voted, left-wing Bernie Sanders joined in as well. Strikingly, look at this. All six, I'll say it again, all six of the Democratic senators currently running for the 2020 presidential nomination voted against the bill. Who specifically? Cory Booker, Sherrod Brown, Kirsten Gillibrand, Kamala Harris, Amy Klobuchar, and Elizabeth Warren, along with independent Bernie Sanders. I mean, you want to talk about being the party of death, being the party of infanticide, making their votes clear and known. There needed to be 60 votes to go ahead with official vote on the bill. The Democrats stopped that from happening. Here's what President Trump tweeted out in response. Senate Democrats just voted against legislation to prevent the killing of newborn infant children. The Democrat position on abortion is now so extreme that they don't mind executing babies after birth. This, we remember, is one of the most shocking votes in the history of Congress. If there is one thing we should all agree on, it's protecting the lives of innocent babies. What does the bill actually say? Maybe it tied in with abortion. Maybe it actually was related to abortion and was going to restrict a woman's, quote, right to abortion. Now, remember, you're only talking about a baby that can survive outside the womb, a baby that is born alive. Here's what the bill actually says. Let me read this to you. This is the Born Alive Infants Protection Act. Section 1532, requirements pertaining to born alive abortion survivors. A, requirements for healthcare practitioners. In the case of an abortion or attempted abortion that results in a child born alive, 1, degree of care required, immediate admission to a hospital. Any healthcare practitioner present at the time the child is born alive shall A, exercise the same degree of professional skill, care, and diligence to preserve the life and health of the child as a reasonably diligent and conscientious healthcare practitioner would render to any other child born alive at the same gestational age, and B, follow the exercise of skill, care, and diligence required under subparagraph A, ensure that the child born alive is immediately transported and admitted to a hospital. 2, mandatory reporting of violations. A healthcare practitioner or any employee of a hospital, a physician's office, or an abortion clinic who has knowledge of a failure to comply with the requirements of paragraph 1 shall immediately report the failure to an appropriate statute, state or federal law enforcement agency, or to both. Penalties in general, whoever violates subsection A shall be fined under this title, imprisoned for not more than 5 years, or both. 2, intentional killing of child born alive, whoever intentionally performs or attempts to perform an overt act that kills a child born alive described under subsection A shall be punished as under section 1111 of this title for intentionally killing or attempting to kill a human being. It's pretty forthright. It's pretty simple for legal language. If the baby survives an abortion, you must give it the exact same care that you would give to a baby that was born under other circumstances at that same gestational age. So if it's 8.5 months, if it's 8 months, whatever the appropriate care is, you have to get that baby to a hospital. If someone sees this happen, just go ahead, let the baby die. That must be reported. If someone says, I'm going to kill the baby, the parents wanted to kill, the mother wanted to kill, I was going to kill the baby, then that person will be guilty of a crime of killing a baby outside the womb. Here's what Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said before the vote. He said, it isn't about restrictions on abortion. He's telling the truth. It isn't about changing the options available to women. Telling the truth again. It's just about recognizing that a newborn baby is a newborn baby, period. It is that simple. It is. He said this. Can the extreme far left politics surrounding abortion really have come this far? Are we really supposed to think that it's normal that there are now two sides debating whether newborn living babies deserve medical attention? Friends, we have been sounding the alarm. We have been shouting this out. There have been other articles written for years about the shift left to justify infanticide. After all, if it's fine to kill a baby, let's say the baby has severe health defect, severe handicap, and this baby, best thing to do is terminate that baby in the womb, even at 8.5, 8.75 months. Just the best thing to do for everybody, for the baby. It's compassionate. Well, why not do it once the child's outside the womb and you can tell for sure that it has this handicap or this problem? You see the deadly logic. So Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, he's got to put a spin on it, why he's going to vote against this. He said the bill is, quote, carefully crafted to target, intimidate, and shut down reproductive health care providers. In other words, abortion clinics, abortion doctors. False. As much as I would be thrilled if it was calculated to shut them down, that's not what the bill is about. Fact. Read the bill. The bill is self-evident. He claimed this. He said the bill would impose requirements on what type of care doctors must provide in certain circumstances, even if that care is ineffective, contradictory to medical evidence, and against the family's wishes. First, that's nonsense. It's saying the same care must be provided for any other child born under those circumstances. Unless he's now saying that if the parents decide we do not want that baby, that's why we tried to abort the baby. The fact that the baby survived the abortion doesn't give it a right to life. Put it to death outside the womb, unless he's saying that the parents have the right to make that decision. Or unless the physicians have the right to say, we don't think that baby's viable. I wrote an article about this a week or two ago. Who decides whether the baby's viable? Was with a dear brother a few months back, quoted him in the article. When he was born, his parents say he's not viable. He's got no arms. He's not going to have a normal life, a full life. Well, he's thriving. He's blessed. He's in ministry. He's married. He has children. And he does everything anyone would want to do, amazingly, without arms and with a great spirit about him. Who's to say? I mean, maybe it's only the healthiest and the strongest. I mean, doesn't this sound a little bit like eugenics? Doesn't this sound a little bit like Nazi Aryan supremacy, where, only the fittest race should survive? Wasn't the Nazis that started to exterminate elderly, handicapped, mentally ill? Didn't they slaughter perfectly healthy, mentally ill young people so they could use their brains for studies? How far is it then to start killing others, parasites like Jews and gypsies and others? Get rid of the unwanted ones. Friends, this is sick. I don't have a large Twitter following. We're much more active on Facebook in terms of our following. We've got 30-something thousand on Twitter. But I got an immediate response to this tweet last night at 10:30. Today, 44 Democrats voted against protecting the lives of newborn babies who survive abortion. This is beyond sick. It is satanic. Already well over 1,000 likes, which for my Twitter account is meaning people are really saying amen to that. But it's not all bad news. Not all bad news. Life News also reported this. A new poll shows Americans much more pro-life after Democrats push infanticide and abortions up to birth. There was a swing, friends, of 17% from one poll to another. What 17%? I mean, normally the abortion debate is 1% here, 2% there, back and forth over a period of years. 17% swing when questions were asked. Why? It seems to be a direct result to Democrats pushing aggressively, as in New York State and Vermont and other states, for abortion right up to the moment of birth. even for alleged mental health issues of the mother, emotional. I just can't see having a baby. I can't handle it. All right, kill the baby. Totally viable baby. Instead of deliver the baby and adopt the baby, no, kill the baby. And then Governor of Virginia and others say, well, yeah, infanticide. I mean, this is some cases like this. Yeah, the baby's born alive, and maybe it was going to be severely handicapped and suffer a lot. That's why the parents did the compassionate thing, tried to kill it in the womb, made it outside the womb, kill it anyway. Friends, the tide is turning. As we always say, Satan overplays his hand. And this stuff is from the pit.